he present Nigeria as an Islamic state because
Before
our flag,
BRICS
yes, our flag on our
has
flag has Arabic
inscription.
inscriptions there, and we know that the BRICS are against the West, and of course, by extension, they're against the Israel.
Yes, yes.
What's your reaction to this?
I think Tinubů has beaten more than he could chew, and you know, this has been on the line since his inauguration. He seems to have been favoring Russia, BRICS, Russia, Southern Africa. In fact, BRICS is anti-West, and I don't know why, because recently we've seen a vice president that went to United Nations summit in New York. There he, voiced out against Israel, especially on conflict at Gaza.
Yeah,
That Israel is attacking their brothers. He used that word. I mean, Nigerian Vice President Shetima, that Israel is attacking their brothers, thereby committing genocide at Gaza. That statement has, brought Nigeria into this conflict going on in this Middle East Europe. It has actually indicated that Nigeria is allying or is in alliance with Iran. It is too wrong. You see, let me tell you, this is how Second World War started in the early 40s, late 30s. That's 1939. I don't really understand. Yeah. And once you come out and indicated that you were with Germany, the rest of the Allied forces will be against you. That was how Japan came in, into fighting against people that are fighting Germany, because everything about World War II was against Germany, the Nazis. So look at Nigeria playing a role of enmity, to Israel. And an enemy of Israel is an enemy of United States of America, an enemy of Germany, of course, an enemy of France, and rest of them that are teaming up to fight Iran. Because it's of course indicated that Iran was the country that sponsored Hamas. Hamas that invaded Israel on 7th October 2023. So everything about Nigeria is always coming from the angle of negativity. It negates the right thing, the right ideology, which Israel is standing for. Israel is against terrorism. Terrorism is for the axis of evil, which of course we actually have seen Netanyahu indicating, the axis of evil is painted black from Iran, Iraq, Yemen, and so on and so forth. So we are seeing ourselves, drifting into World War III.
But
we are the one following, chasing danger by ourselves because we have clueless leaders. Look at what Shetima has ended up saying at World Summit in New York, that Palestinians are their brother and Palestinians are the enemy of Israel today, that harbored Hamas militias trained for 24 months within that enclavement without letting Mossad know. Hamas struck, sponsored by Iran, killing many Israelis. Before this escalation, Israel lost over 1,200 soldiers, besides civilians and visitors from Germany, France, and other countries of Europe, even Americans. So what I'm trying to say is that I can see our leaders being the cause of Nigerian problem.
Well, shouldn't Nigeria be a free state considering the secularity? Because
it's a secular country.
I think the Christians now are the minorities.
Thank you.
Because Nigeria had been applying over the years, but now that we have a Muslim ticket, and in fact, Tinubů allegedly present Nigeria as an Islamic state.
Do you know?
Because when Shetima says that we are for, that means he has encompasses the whole country,
yeah,
as an Islamic state standing in for the Iranian, and they have now been absorbed into the BRICS.
Yes.
Should the minorities now, who are the Christians, shouldn't they be worried? And why are they silent?
And let me tell you, it's a secular state. Everybody has his freedom.
You think Nigeria is still a secular state?
Yes, it is. No. The issue of secularity came to an end last year. Why? Prior to the permutation of this, presidential and gubernatorial or whatever, I mean the election that has brought Tinubu in. During the permutation, we find out that Tinubu was a Muslim. We found out that his second man, Chetima, was a Muslim too. And today, why should Nigerian Christians allow such system? Are we not actually the cause of this tragedy? I mean the Christians in question. Because we would have fought it out in the first place. Instead of allowing such to, come to being, we should have fought it out. Muslim ticket, everybody disagreed. Then Tinubu now played his game by buying some miscreants, sewing clothes that are, meant for bishop, priest, and equip those miscreants, and the dress, put on the dress, begin to look like pastors, bishops, archbishops, priests, and so on and so forth. He forcefully, forced the Christian, believers, Christ believers, to believe that those people are clergies, Christian clergies, that they are behind or with him. The idea of Muslim ticket. And later we found out it was a setup, it was a deception. What did the Christians do? Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, what did they do? Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, what did they do? Nothing. Everybody just stood, still, and allowed the idea assimilate us. And actually, we have been assimilated. We are following the Muslim ticket, and this is where it has landed us today. Muslim ticket meaning Mr. President Muslim, Vice President Muslim. It has never occurred or happened in Nigerian history. This is where Tinubů regime has taken us to, and this is where Buhari regime has brought us, allowing Muslim ticket, which of course has, seen Nigeria as an Islamic state. Yes, you can't get out of it, because it has come to play out that we have been presenting ourselves on the world stage. If there's anything like, let me say, United Nations Summit, they see Nigeria as an Islamic state, which has never been. We are not. Organization of Islamic Congress, they have been begging and playing all manner of politics in the past to make sure that Nigeria is enrolled into OIC membership. And actually, Tinubů Chetima has succeeded on doing that. You can see inscription on our flag. Yes. At times, you see inscription on our flag. There was no Islamic or Arabic inscription there. But this time around, we are seeing it playing out, and nobody, no clergy, no Christian man of God, as they call themselves, has been able to tell the whole world that, look, we reject it. See, let me tell you, the whole southern Nigeria, our population here tripled the population of the north.
Are you sure about that?
I'm sure.
I thought the north are more popular.
Nah lie. That is politics. Lagos alone is bigger than Kano 2 times. That Kano state, everybody has been presenting. Blah, blah, blah. Nah lie. Oga, Lagos is bigger than the whole Ghana.
Bigger, you mean in size?
In
or
population, what? More populous. More populous. Another word, populated. Than 10 times Sierra Leone. 10 times Ghana. 15 times Angola. Only Lagos state. And we are all Christians. Okay, I'm not talking about the 5 eastern states
of the southeast
and
south
eastern states. 5 states are 99.9000 Christians. 5. I'm not talking about the 5 to 6 south states. Niger Delta, Edo State, Bayelsa, Rivers State, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River states. Teamly, 99.900% Christians. I'm not talking about Southern Kaduna. You've been in Kaduna yourself. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Taraba. I'm not talking about Kogi and Benue State. Who are the Muslims? They are not. These people are playing bloody politics.
Well, I don't think you can say who are the Muslims, because they are the one in power now.
Thank you. They are the one in power, because you have many Alhajis, you have many Alhajas, you have many Garbas and Muhammad and Ibrahim. In power there are the highly exalted federal agencies occupied by these religious, personalities.
Well, Mr. Ralph, I've always wondered that why is it that whenever someone gets appointed and he always have to dress like an aboki? Because you can even see recently a Peter Obi
Turban.
you putting on the very famous aboki caps. You see everybody dressing like a Muslim, because this is their tradition.
Thank you.
It seems if you don't dress like that, you wouldn't have your way. And again, I am saying it: the Christians are now the minorities in Nigeria, as it were.
The Muslims are minority.
Is this the new norm? Should you just
it's a norm. It's a norm because they are the one in power for over 9 years now. You know that from 2015 to 2024 is 9 years. Muslims,
but we had a pastor
are in power.
We had a pastor as a vice.
A pastor as a vice is just a figurehead, a stooge to Muhammad Buhari. And what pains me most is the vice. I don't want to mention them. I don't want to assassinate anybody's character or dent anybody's image. The vice himself is a professor, well-educated man, more educated than the so-called Nigerian president, Muhammad Buhari, that could not present his GCE certificate. A man that is, cheated as, a GCE certificate holder. He has not tried to contest the fact he did not go to university, no. But just WAEC certificate, GCE, General Certificate of Education, or West African Examination Council certificate. He could not boast of that. But his second, the man that baptized him, is a son, one-time Attorney General of Lagos State. Yet, he could not make an impact. It was not even visible. Nobody could even know that he himself was a deputy, vice to him.
It is unfortunate because
very unfortunate.
Oshibanjo was deemed to be a man of integrity, and while he was in power, should we say, he
lost out.
He watched
how he was a stooge, a puppet.
So many financial misappropriation
under his watch,
and he couldn't resign.
He was indicted.
Yeah. So Oshibanjo was actually disappointed the Christian.
He disappointed the Christendom, yeah.
On a final note, before I let you go, Mr. Raphael.
Yep.
What do you think Nigeria has to offer? Why BRICS? What do you think they saw in Nigeria? Because now BRICS have accepted Nigeria to be a member.
Yeah.
What do we think we have to offer aside from Islam and maybe religious bigotry? Don't forget, in the north, we saw the Northerners waving the flag of Russia during that very famous protest in August. Don't forget that in the recent time, those countries that have flagged the Russian flags have been taken over by some elements. I hope we're not heading that way. And what do you think we're offering the BRICS?
I think they're flying BRICS Russian flag because they want the Russians, that's Putin administration, to come to their rescue. I want to use the word their rescue because they actually found out that Nigerian state is a failure. It has failed them in the north, failed us in the south. That's why the Hausas, they rely on flying Russian flag, meaning SOS, save our soul. See, Nigeria inclusion in BRICS, now what does it mean? Quantity without quality. The BRICS is trying to gather, support, power, to grow in size, to grow in economic size. No, yes, politically big size. We are big, we are many. It's because of Nigeria. Population, crude oil, human resources. Yeah, we are there. We have many. We don't look down on Nigeria on that. We have human material. Nigeria being among BRICS is just quantity.
No quality.
Listen, not quality. A meat, let me tell you, a portion of meat that fill a whole 1,000 liter tank. You know that 1,000 liter tank?
Yeah, that's
very big.
Yeah.
Meat, Fulham. No quality, single one. That is what Nigeria is. What do you think we can contribute on there? BRICS. You have Russia, you have Southern Africa. Southern Africa is a giant in African continent, followed by Egypt. On the continent today, Nigeria is nowhere to be found, pretending to be giant while we are shorter than the Congolese pygmies.
All thanks
We
to
are dwarfs.
APC.
Yes. So anu toro Julokwa, I will translate. Nigerians' inclusion in the BRICS is anu toro Julokwa. I interpret. Anu is meat. Toro is 3 kobo. Are you listening to me? Okwa is that big basin. And that meat, fill it up. At the end of the day, the price is toro 3 kobo.
Wahala.
Wahala, no be small. Okay, Nigeria being among the BRICS is, if you ask me, is laughable. Not only ridiculous or ludicrous, but it's laughable. Because it does not amount to anything now. Nigeria come with big abada. Come home here, you will see poto everywhere, dilapidated facilities. They will go to Southern Africa, they will be enjoying themselves. They will go to Spain, they will be enjoying themselves. Back to Nigerian country, you will see only animal droppings, livestock droppings. That's cheat everywhere. Take a look. All the corner in Lagos State, they are patching our roads, patch. They cannot scrape off the old layers and give us sophisticated material. You know what? They scrape it some 13 square meter, patch it, go like forward like 10 years, 16 square meters patch everywhere, all over Lagos. This is a state that is the richest state in Nigeria, a state whose economy is bigger than Ghana economy 20 times, a state whose economy could not even be equated to that of Angola. The current biggest African economy, Angola, can never match up with Lagos State. Today, they are patching everywhere. Patch on the road. That will tell you how far we've gone to degenerate economically. We are just selling ourselves to the international communities in a wrong way, because they all see us on social media. They all see us through their members of diplomatic corps in Nigeria. I mean, the ambassadors, their high commissioners, embassies all over Nigeria is writing to them whom we are. You cannot hide from the world. Nigeria is going backward on daily basis. We have been defeated, let me say, drifted back to the Middle Age era, Dark Ages.
An unfortunate revelation by you, Mr. Ralph, as usual. Thank you for that beautiful
Thank you
piece
so much.
Of submission. By the way, and I like your hand. I think that malt is really going
Yeah,
down.
that malt. I'm enjoying my malt.
Thank you very much.
I don't take alcohol,
Thank you very much.